Hello guys, we're starting in a moment. There we're gonna be leveling up again. My forged. I'm gonna probably get a level in each frontier and then maybe stream some of my higher level characters. I did finish uploading a new build video today for Warhammer Chaos Bane, scout build for the ranger, the wood elf. So now I'm ready to stream some Torchlight Frontiers, and after Torchlight Frontiers I may stream some Warhammer Chaos Bane, but for now I can't say for sure whether I would be. So let me just quickly notify the Discord channel that I'm streaming. Let me quickly port to my town, to my fort. Alright, it's loading up, loaded. What was I doing before? I was doing hive it, so we can start with the hive it today and finish off with the goblin. Let me quickly put all that for sale. So hive it. Let's start crafting some advanced maps. Something to have in the bank.
Crafting complete.
Okay, crafting complete. Let's craft one more before start. And let's enter. So a friend of mine from the game has gotten a whitening rod. I'm assuming it's a mace or a staff. A legendary. So there are legendary whitening items. It will surely be something to look forward to if it's a whitening one-handed weapon. Okay, I'm gonna start slowly, then slightly as I keep going, just to get
Time to vent heat.
into the game. Kinda warm up. This will be my warm up map. Not gonna be doing much combos. What HP map straight off the bat. First map double. It's good though. It's since it's my first map for the day. I'm not really. Let's do there. Nice, nice. Getting more spawns. It's good as much as we can. It's nice to see so many spawns. I'm gonna do one level for this frontier and one level for the other frontier. And after that I'll have to decide whether I wanna keep streaming more TOF or just stream something else for the rest of the night, or just not stream at all for the rest of the night. So I'm assuming that's gonna be at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours of streaming. How many elites we get, how often we get elites. Yes, it doesn't seem to be giving as much as it did before. Not on those levels. What I could do, I could pull this legendary towards the other monsters. I'm going here anyway, so why not? Oh yeah, it's nice. When you stack the legendary next to a high hit pot, it's nice because the high hit pot keeps reflecting some projectiles towards the legendary and vice versa. Same goes for this unique. If I can get the unique next to the legendary, I could just stack them up and get them to kill each other with those. Okay, just gonna check here. Anything? No. Okay, let's look at the inventory. Something blue dropped. Shoulder. Nothing special, nothing worth keeping. Let's go this way first and then go north. I always love getting those goblins on the maps, on the heavy. And pulling them closer together is always satisfying. But it's more satisfying when you pull more of them together. Like when you group up more than 10 monsters and just do a massive vortex bomb or a massive oh, it's gonna run. Yeah, it's kind of annoying when they run back to the direction you came from. I don't mind when they're running towards the other way where I'm going, because I know eventually I'll have to go. This is why having fear sometimes might be bad for a close range oriented character. Even some mages have been telling me problems with fear, chance to fear. Double HP maps kind of boring to do, but eventually you be getting them, so nothing much we can do about it. There's always the option to skip them, but it's better than doing a toxic map for sure. Because on toxic maps you just have to play a bit safer, and it ends up being slower to complete than a double HP map. Or because it's not as much damage that they're doing compared to lethal or damage enhanced. Some monsters on a map, but it's not as bad as lethal or. Oh, Noxious. Noxious is probably my other favorite map on this frontier. It's pretty easy to deal with a Noxious map. You don't need much poison defense for that. Let's go around this way before attacking the boss. Maybe mine something. I haven't done some mining for a while. Not at all today. Now let's try to trigger whatever can be triggered and group them up down here. Kinda ran away there before the toxic field could get me. I think that's it for this map. We can start our next one in a moment. Just a quick check of the drops. This is actually not a bad cannon. It's still gonna be less DPS though, because Mai has a flat physical damage and crit hit chance. And the crit hit chance stacks up pretty well if I decide to use Slug Shot. This thing, oh, kinda disappointed. I really wish it would have been something that gives me chance to shock. Still looking for a better chance to shock or chance to poison offhand on either frontier. By the time I get a better one, I'll probably be a high level enough to wear my leftovers from my other character. Okay, next map, map number 2 for the day.
Your crafted item is ready.
Seem to be lagging a bit still. In the meantime, let's just spam some Hive it pot, dive into the enemies, AoE, Cryo or Cryo, interesting name for it. Maybe he was frozen for a while. I wonder what the war is behind those Hivit monsters, whether they were created as an experiment that made normal insects extremely big, or whether they just existed and we were just sent to clear out their zone and their habitats. This looks like a goblin totem, so probably this zone was inhabited by goblins. And somehow the hive infestation started the goblins from this specific area. It's gonna be nice later on to read some more about the back. Because those don't seem like some insects, like some bugs that would appear just by them. Maybe something made them mutate to such size. Okay, let's keep moving. Which map did we get? The triple or the quadruple map? Oh, actually, it's second double HP map. I've just noticed. Didn't check it earlier. So 2 in a row, double HP. That was an interesting wax spike or rubber band or whatever. Let me quickly get those to spawn. Go all the way here with the chest. Now what we need is just a bit of rotation and then a vortex. Oh nice, this is what I like doing. Grouping them up together, although some of them seem to have
Hey
been
mate,
lagging,
how
but
can I
they
start
weren't.
play Torchlight Frontiers? Or is it only a few PPL that can play now?
Hey Shreds, currently it's just a few people that can play. You can register on the website on torchlightfrontiers.com for the alpha, but keep in mind it's a closed alpha, and every week or two they're inviting more people to the game on small batches because they don't know yet.
Time to vent.
They're just slightly expanding the server bit by bit on waves. So there's three ways to get in to sign up and to pray to RNGesus, because the script that invites people is completely random. There is no option to buy early access or whatever, since it's a free-to-play game. The second option you have is to follow the official Twitter page, which is /playtorchlight. Alright. So on the official Twitter, every now and then they make contests, and eventually some of the people who participate in the contests would win. Another thing that is worth doing is following the official Twitter Torchlight every Friday around 11 AM PDT Pacific time. There's the community manager and some other team members, depending on. And when there's a big update coming up, like update 5, 6, 7, etc., 2 or 3 days before the update, before a big stream where you can sign up into an official giveaway. During streams there are no official giveaways, but you may end up seeing a few. So whoever's quickest to copy paste it and activate it would get it. But on the official big streams they're doing proper giveaways with Gleam, where everyone has equal, not just the fastest one to copy. And those giveaways usually take a few days before they announce the winners. So it's always to participate in a proper giveaway. Every now and then some of the American streamers.
Okay, thanks mate, the release date is not out yet, right?
Yeah, the release date is not yet set. They are saying 2019, but that was like was set long time ago. They haven't updated us on it for a while. I'm assuming that maybe they would delay the game for Q1 2020. Maybe they can do an open beta by the end of this year and official in the first few months of, but that's just me guessing. Currently the way I see things, they wanna fix so
Then heat to use more skills.
unless they get pushed by Perfect World Entertainment for a early release, then something might end up like getting released by the end of the year. Hopefully they don't rush it though. Hopefully they don't rush it. It's good to take their time, polish whatever needs to be polished, get all the features properly working. So this is something to be looking forward to. Once you join and start being a part of the community, testing the game and giving them feedback, you see how much of that feedback that people give on Discord, on the official forums or wherever, how much of that feedback is actually getting considered and put in. They've been working heavily on rebalancing skills and classes and stuff like that recently over the past few patches and hotfixes, etc. Something that you may find interesting is the official trailer. This is a link to the official travel board, and this is where us, the players, can see what is planned for the close future, for the near future, what is planned for a bit further away down the development schedule, the roadmap. So we kinda know that there's a fourth class coming, we know that there's a third frontier coming, and later on there's a fourth frontier coming. We know there's ranged weapons coming, new bosses for this frontier, for the Heavy frontier. There's gonna be some enemies for the some more Netherrealm enemies as well. There's gonna be some automatons, mechanical tank-like creatures. There's also some things that are Facebook exclusive, like specific concept art that's only available on their Facebook page. So if you like concept art and stuff like that, you might want to check out their Facebook page as well. Most of the stuff from Facebook is on travel, so it's kinda good to know. Alright, what was I doing? Yeah. Mapping, selling. Let's start the next map.
Pet has returned.
Quickly gonna give my pet this white. So yesterday I got 2 levels on each frontier. Today I'm gonna get 1 level on each frontier. Then I'm gonna make a choice whether to stream some Warhammer Chaosbane or keep streaming Torchlight Frontiers. Or maybe something new. If someone has a nice free-to-play game to suggest, I'm looking for something for my Wednesday. On Wednesdays I try to show something different than Torchlight Frontiers. And I also have a specific format, a show or whatever, where I try to show new games regardless of whether it's but recently I haven't had much time for any other games besides this and a bit of Warhammer. Another thing that will be coming in a few months once Borderlands 3 releases, I will I'll be sent Torchlight Frontiers then. I'll be making build videos, I'll be making guides for quests, playthroughs, etc. for Borderlands. And if Torchlight Frontiers intro quests, I'll probably try and make a walkthrough for all those quests on a new character from scratch. I know they're working on a story and it's kind of almost further quests we've got at the moment. So if there are some difficult quests, I'll be sure to upload some videos like for the core. I'm looking forward to think and fun to read through the dialogues of that. And something that isn't just kill this number of X monster, bring me this number of items from Y monster, etc. This is the first legendary for the day, not a bad one. It's not poison nor is it electric shock, so I'm not gonna use it. But if you wanna see what it looks like, there we go. I can show you. It's kind of a nice spiky, like a teeth sword design. I'm really looking forward to the item with electricity then. What type, but preferably a one-handed one. Or a focus, a legendary focus would be the best. Some of you may know, if you've watched my streams before, you may know I'm currently doing a build that centers around combining chance to shock and chance to poison. Regardless which one of my weapon and offhand gives me which, it doesn't matter as long as I'm getting both from those two items. Why I'm doing that is because I'm using the Bane staff. And if you see when I'm attacking those egg pots, they're shooting those green projectiles and also those blue projectiles. So the green projectiles are as a result of the passive from my relic weapon, the Bane staff, whereas the blue projectiles are from my chance to shock and chance to get boats on shock. I have two boats from here and... Okay, never mind, let me quickly revive here. I didn't notice. This was a derp moment, but yeah, so I've got two boats from here and two boats from here. You can get it up to 8, maybe even 10 boats if you're lucky, I think. So it's kind of halfway to what many of those blue shock boats you can see when the build shapes up. The more the enemies together, the better it is for such a build, because you want them to be proccing the builds, proccing the boats and the poison projectiles all the time. What happens is a poisonous projectile may hit an enemy and result in shocking the enemy and triggering the blue projectiles. And the other way around could also happen. A blue projectile may hit an enemy and poison it, because the procs can proc the other procs. I know it kinda sounds maybe complicated, but it really isn't once you just understand that effects like stun, bleeding, fire, blind, etc. And the status effects that hit enemies can proc other status effects. So burning, bleeding, poison can proc each other, as well as other effects like blind and so on. But it needs to be skills that are using my weapon damage, not my cannon damage. So I have 3 skills that are using my cannon damage: Poison Dart, Cold Launch, and Rapid Fire. Besides those, also Shotgun Blast and Swag Shot use my cannon damage. So those would only proc ailments from my cannon. So only the Bro skill 3, this skill 3, can proc my main hand and offhand status effects and ailments and so we got something blue. I'll check it in a moment. Just we got this one, fire. Steam dissipation, heat from shotgun blast, help on killing a goblin. I really don't think I would want to use this. Not for this build at least. Nice, let's group those together so you can see. Like, if you don't have a weapon that causes poison, you can always use poison dart to set the enemies in a poison state. This is when the RNG is not on your side, shocking items and not a single poison, or you keep getting bleeding, fire and a bit of shocking. So this is also fine, you can stack more elements that way. If I were to go for a burning weapon, it would be nice because I can still apply poison with poison dart. I can apply more burning with cold launch. My pet does the bleeding. My offhand, no, actually my main hand does the shocking. So you can stack more elements that way. If you're not using cold launch, which is understandable, if you're not using rapid fire, you may not want to use cold launch because vortex bomb would be enough to vent enough heat. If you're not using something like swag shot or rapid fire, because both of those heat to kill some stuff. Shotgun blast is nice, I can probably show you a bit of gameplay with it. I have not used it in a while. Oh, did you see this glitch? Look at this icon here. That's because spacebar, there isn't enough room to say to write spacebar, and they just kind of stretched the icon. This is something I have to report later, but let me show you some gameplay with shot. Cone.
Vent excess heat.
Kind of prefer rolling with 2 venting skills. About cooldowns or whatever. Well, now that we've reached the boss, I need to go back to rapid. Do some serious single target damage.
Your bag is too heavy.
Okay, full inventory. Let's hope my pet wouldn't die before I finish the map, because I want to send him to sell. Okay, good. More elites here. Let's just pull it here with Vortex. And you can see just with 2 usages of the skills, it kind of died. It was like 15% even. Just with Vortex Bomb and Ramming Rope. Although yesterday I've noticed that Vortex Bomb is not doing as much damage as it says on the tooltip. It's kinda doing around 10% of what it says on the tooltip. So this is either a bug or a miswritten tooltip. But if it was doing the damage it was saying it does, almost everything would have been one-shotted by me. Except the hardest enemies. So yeah, my goal was to get electric offhand so I can use this sword with extra poison. Let's do a few more high bit maps until we level up. I think probably 2 more maps would be enough to level up. Let's see how my XP is doing. I've already done 3 maps on this frontier since I started streaming. 3 maps, let's see how far our XP bar is for those 3 maps. So our XP bar is here, not so bad for 3 maps. I think I started from like around shortly after the beginning. But it's getting slower, it's kinda getting past my threshold for tolerance in regards to time spent per level.
Spell here.
It goes after level 43, 45. It's good that they made it faster than it was before the hotfix we had last week. After they nerfed it,
That's good.
it's kind of the update that brought some skill and just skill. The whole skill. The leveling became easy all the way to level 30, then after 30 it was terrible until this week when they patched it, so after level 30 it would feel slightly better. Well, not slightly, like actually severely better. Much better than before. Some people calculated that it was doubling the XP and it was like jumping from tens of maps to hundreds, 100 and something maps for the final level. There are like 160 maps or so for the final level. If it's going with this state, I'm assuming the final level would take around something like 10 maps, which is kind of a lot, but it's still.
Time to vent heat.
Because now I think it's gonna take me 6 maps for this level up. We'll see. I personally think that anything more than 5 maps per level is kind of too much, because those maps take between 10 and depending what frontier and what map you're doing. Pillage Village takes the most time but gives the most XP. And the XP per minute is very good on the Pillage Village and the Goblin Frontier. The first few levels are very good when you're mapping. Like after you hit level 30 and start mapping, the first few levels would be very good in regards to elites and the XP you get from them. So if you're doing this frontier or something like Cursed Chambers, 17 elite encounters in there. That includes purple, green, yellow and the boss monster. So this is a huge amount of non-regular monsters. This purple, the green is unique, the yellow is legendary. So the Cursed Chamber used to be my most badly laid out and you had to keep backtracking one direction, the other direction up to clean some dead ends, but now it's worth it because each of those dead ends has a chance to spawn 1 or 2. So it's kind of my favorite map now. Just this little change they did to it kind of made it from a most hated to a most beloved map in the frontier. Yes, you can see it barely moved. I actually didn't see it move, but probably did just a little bit. But this is because I'm already past level 40 and it's obvious that this level would be much harder to gain than the ones before. As for the build, I wanted to try a melee only build. Maybe I can do it today. Maybe I can just try removing this for a moment. And maybe, well, I still need poison dart for my build, but I can try playing without poison dart for a bit, just for a little bit. Look at that attack speed. This is one of my favorite skills in regards to the animation of this. The skill covers. How wonky it is when it starts chasing enemies. It just stops right before the enemy attacks, and by the time it hits the enemy, the enemy is away and you end up missing it. So it's not a good skill when you're chasing enemies. It's good when you're fighting something static or enemies that swarm you, like those skeletons. They're coming to me themselves. So I wouldn't use it on archers, but I would love using it on melee monsters or bosses that don't run away. You can see the damage isn't bad. For all those skills in all those melee skills. You also have servo driven uppercut. Bit difficult to aim, but it's an amazing skill. You can stun walk enemies with it. I'm very disappointed by the area. I believe servo driven uppercut should be hitting more enemies at a time to make up for slow attack animation compared to some target. Yeah, that's what I'm not liking. If it was hitting at least 3 or 4 or 5 targets, it would have been better. But it's just a single target, so it's not a skill to wipe whole groups of enemies. It's a skill to use on bosses and stuff like that. But only on the ones you can stun. Okay, we got rid of this boss and some legendary minions. Now we're dealing with the legendary boss. And now we have to clear my inventory from all that junk. This is very nice. I might actually even use it. Even though it's green, it's still giving me the 2 boats. But I'm gonna lose some defense, so maybe let's just not use it for now. About this is nice, especially if you're using basic attacks. Currently, for me, as I've said multiple times in my streams, I'm using weapons as stat sticks. So the way I set up my builds on most, except my AoE master build and my mage, I don't leave this as an attack skill. I don't do something like this. So basic attacks kind of have no effect on me. So attack speed kind of doesn't help this specific build. So I'd avoid attack speed on builds that are like that are not using attack speed. But builds like my Lineage Realm Master, the AoE Master, they do use basic attacks. So on such builds, attack speed is always welcome. On mages, regardless of whether you use basic attacks or not, you shouldn't use spells. And if you're using basic attacks on the mage, maybe because the mage's main source of damage is its spells. The basic attack is probably okay to weave in, but you can weave in skills instead of basic attacks. Before it was okay, because we had a passive skill that made it so that you can gain mana. You can gain mana with basic attacks from the Digitus. But this skill is no longer in the game, this passive. So you no longer can benefit from using basic attacks on a mage. Also, this is a perfect example of what happens in an alpha game. You can get stuck in the environment like I just did, and sometimes out and tap helps. So let me try out and tabbing. So sometimes this helps, but this time it didn't. Now the only thing I could do is go back to my fort and re-enter the map. But this is two extra loading screens, kind of the game kinda trolling me, but not much I can do about it. And you return to your map from this purple portal, not through the blue portal. Now the bad thing is I would return at the beginning of the dungeon. So now I have to run all the way back to where I was. And since this is the slowest class in the game, and it's very slow, it has 20% permanent movement speed bonus, but the other classes can have 50% movement speed buff all the time once they max out their movement speed skills and pick the correct synergies and gear. So yeah, this is kind of the slowest class in the game, and this is because of the very bad cooldown of Ramming Robot. If I were to balance this out, I would make Ramming Robot do less damage, but be able to cast Ramming Robot more often. That way, this class would be able to move around the map as fast as a mage or a Rail Master, and it won't be overpowered because it will have less damage to accommodate for the shorter cooldown. Currently I have 7 seconds cooldown. If it was something like 3.5 seconds cooldown, but with just half of the damage I'm seeing, so maxed out my damage now is 240% weapon damage, but if it was 120% weapon damage for half the cooldown, it will be the exact same thing, it's just that I would need to cast it more often. But I don't mind that, I would actually even prefer it that. Okay, now we are moving back to the fort to start the next map. But yeah, mages with luminous run, realm masters with hammer spin, amazing movement capability. Okay, and my pet is full again. Gotta send him to the town, bring me some money.
Your pet has arrived.
Okay, one more map probably. Worst case scenario, we'll have to do a bit more of the next map after this to get the level up.
Item crafting is complete.
Okay. What's this on the ground? Poisonous sword. Is it any good though? It's not a bad one, but still nowhere near my blue. But the game is really trolling me. It just doesn't want to give me the kind of items I want. For days it's been trolling me. And this is what RNG is for you. I'm leveling up and I know I won't be using the gear I'm using now in the end. It would still be nice to have some option to reroll the mods on that. Could accommodate for bad RNG not being in your favor and just you actually want. Okay, let's see here. I'm wondering what the plant enchanter would be. The plant upgrading and enchanting of items game. Whether it would be something similar to Torchlight 2 or whether it would be a completely new enchanting system for this game. They are saying that they want to add enchanting, but just that. They're not giving any. So as you can see, I'm now still playing this melee only build. I'll have to make a video for it, but I was busy today with another video. So I ended up wasting 5 or 6 hours on the video I made today. So I didn't have time to make this build. I was planning on making 2 videos for the day when the time is enough
Vent excess heat.
and stream. And I'd rather stream even if it's streaming. This is not so bad for a blue one. If any of you guys is interested in seeing more builds for this game or Chaos Bane, do let me know. I also have in the back burner a build for Titan. This has been put very back in the queue. Probably.
TLSSSKIIIIIIIIII.
Oh boy, yeah, I wish I could help you with a key. If I had some keys, I would be giving them away to viewers, but unfortunately the only thing you can do is register on the website and wait, or pay attention to Twitter for official Torchlight Frontiers. Play Torchlight, official giveaways, another /play Torchlight in. But that's kind of get keys. Register on the website and pray to RNGs for a key when they are sending invites to people. The other way is follow the official Twitch channel and getting giveaways when there's official streams, such 11 AM PDT. And the third one, as I said, is Twitter. There's contests there. There was one the other day for National Cheese Day. So they did give 2, I don't know how many, but one of my viewers won one of those from the Twitter contest. And Ego361, welcome to my channel on YouTube. Hope you're enjoying this. Currently there aren't many players playing the game, and that's because it's an alpha. I believe on the so they're not trying to food the game with people yet. They're not trying to break the servers with fresh logins still, but probably within 2 months or 3 months they might be moving into a. The way I'm seeing it, closed beta would probably be after August, after the summer. If it's after the summer, there would be a closed beta. Then during the winter, maybe an open beta, and a launch, official launch next year. Make the closed beta in the winter and make the open beta as a soft launch next year in the beginning. So those are two guesses of where we can see closed and open. beta and launch. It's realistic. Trevo board. I'll post it in YouTube. I earlier posted it in Twitter. Reposting it on Twitch for those of you who have joined the stream later and may want to see the public roadmap, where we know what the developers are working on, what features as we speak, features are, and also what things will be added in the near and far future, such as new characters, new types of weapons, and all those goodies. Ocean, another decent-ish action RPG that's actually
Trello.
released on Steam as a beta. Maybe my YouTube bot is not working, I need to restart. Give me a sec. I'll
The
restart my
alias you
night
set
bot.
this command to be of
Oh, it's
Trello
actually
does not
started.
exist.
Well, I'll fix it. It does exist, it's bullshit, the bot is broken. The settings of the command, it does show Trevo TLF as a alias to Trevo. Okay, let me finish this boss and I'll just copy paste the link for you without the command. Nightbot is from my YouTube channel. So all the other commands are working properly. Maybe I can just remove the alias and make two separate commands for both. Okay, I'll copy paste the link from the Twitter. I'm not sure whether you received it as, but you can just copy paste it if it's not a hyperlink and open it. So I'll do one more map on this frontier and then I'm moving on to the Goblin frontier once I hit level 42.
You are overburdened.
A new gearwork item. Kind of just 3% more, but let's use it. It looks nice, it's like a beret. And was that a chance to shock sword? Yeah, but very, very weak. Oh, I opened a map by accident. Well, let's just go inside this map from here. So after this map, I'll need a couple of minutes to go grab some more water, because I kind of ran out on the water I have in my mug. So I'll do a fresh water resupply break, like a couple of minutes to go to the kitchen, pour myself some more water, and then I'll start the next map in the Goblin Frontier after. I'm trying out the melee only build for the past few maps. That's not the build I normally play. Let's bring back my normal build. It's something like this. This is my normal build. This is kind of the poisonous tornado as I've named it. It's a build that requires the usage of weapon stuff Bane to get all those green projectiles that you're seeing flying all over the screen. You can't get those unless you have the Bane, and it needs to be level 7 to have this passive skill on the Bane. So you not only need the Bane, but you need to level it up to level 7. Most of this specific build. There's also a document with builds, by the way. If anyone is interested, I'll quickly write the link, the Trello command, not the Trello command, but the Google Docs command.
If you'd like to view the builds document I created, visit. If you'd like to view the builds document I created,
There we go,
visit.
both for YouTube and Twitch. If you guys want to see the builds, yeah, my build there, it's kind of the poisonous tornado with maybe a bit of a twist there. This was not one of my original builds, but as I started leveling up the character, I kind of decided to make this build as I go, and that's kind of what it ended up being. And it's something that I really enjoy. Some people might want to use Swag Shot instead of Rapid Fire, so in the end you could try and max out Swag Shot and maybe not get Shotgun Blast at all. My ideal setup would be maxed out Poison Dart, maxed out Shotgun Blast, level 3 Swag Shot, level 1 Coal Launch, all of those maxed out, and that's kind of what it would look like at level 100. So someone might want to just go for a level 3 Shotgun Blast or level 0 Shotgun Blast and level 4 Coal Launch or level 0 Coal Launch and so on. Rapid Fire and Swag Shot both use a lot of heat.
Time to vent heat.
9 shots before I filled up my heat. But if you max out Shotgun Blast, then you get extra heat dissipation or something. There's also items that would reduce the heat generated specific skill. Get some items with that. Also, since Swag Shot has a good crit chance, you need to stack crit damage here. And where else? You can stack crit damage on the cannon. So that can get you roughly, if you get over 30 crit damage in each of those, you can get extra 60 crit damage. You might even get lucky with weapon and offhand, but I don't know if that crit damage from those would work on the cannon. Okay, let me go back to rapid fire, cause I prefer rapid fire to Swag Shot. Proc. And if I poison, proc more of those poison bolts from Bane with rapid fire. Whereas Swag Shot is shooting slower, it's doing slower, and that means less chance to proc those things that I proc, those projectiles.
To vent heat.
Even if I can always use Poison Dart and end up and on top of that you can see I'm stacking the electric bolts. This is something that came with update 6. Electric weapons, they were update 6. So they're a new addition to the wood tables of the monsters. It is pretty powerful. You can stack up to 7, not 7, up to 8 or even maybe 10 bolts. with my current
To
setup.
use more skills.
So you can end up seeing twice as many of those blue flying boats around the map if you stack up 8. I still haven't confirmed, but I'm guessing that enough boats on your gear, it would be possible to stack 10. I just want to check if there's a possibility to get an offhand with 4 boats. So far I've seen weapons with 2 boats, offhands with 2 boats, and gloves with 4. So if the weapon or the then it's possible. And this really works well on high monsters. On the low HP monsters, you rarely would be seeing because on the second hit. You can't do it on the first hit because you have to. Oh, the work on the first hit, but the poison can't work on the first hit because you have to hit a already poisoned enemy. So for the poison projectile you need... Oh, look at that, this dropped 2 legendaries from the same enemy. This is a very good drop. Very good drop. A poisonous hatch,
The Straw
faster
12,
cooldown.
thank you for the follow and welcome to the Struck Club.
Indeed, Pastraf 12, thanks and welcome to the Struck Club. Much appreciated you following me. I hope you're enjoying your stay here. Let's see the sword, Riot Ender. I've never seen this. It's a chance to fear swords, so it's not something that I would wanna use. It looks good though, it looks good. I might have seen it actually before on another character, but I'm not sure. So good drops, and the hatch was really an upgrade, so let's get rid of my old one. I'm gonna lose some damage from ramming robot, but it doesn't matter. Which reminds me, health per second regen is one of the worst stats on the game, in the game, on your items, so try to avoid it. Currently it doesn't stack up well. If you get some legendaries with HP regen per second, you can end up saving them if you're not using them, for when they fix this. At level 50, you would end up having around 30,000 HP. If you're stacking HP. Worst thing it would be 28, 29, so around 30,000 still. And if you keep getting something like 2.8 HP per second, you see how bad this stat is. If this turns into percentages, then it immediately becomes a very good stat. Okay, my pet is back, so I can give him some stuff to sell. I've already sent feedback about this. Another bad stat that doesn't scale well as you level up is health on killing. Whether it's a goblin or a hivit or a whatever type of monster. Health on kill doesn't stack well. I need to do one more map because the XP was terrible. So this is map number 7 already for this frontier. So you're seeing how slow the leveling is. I don't think I'll be leveling much after today on this character. Not until they fix the XP rates. If they don't fix it, I'll just leave it at this level. It's high enough to be able to do stuff every now and then when I feel like it. But this is my third character, it's not my main. My mains are my mage and my rail hammer, rail master. I feel like doing more than 5 maps for a level up is justifiable in a game where all the gear scales up. All the gear scales up, and if you wear Wobby gear on a high level map, it's kind of very bad in this game. 40, I wouldn't mind spending extra 100 to end up hitting the next level, but yeah. games like Path of Exile are okay because you see the best gear you get around level, what was it, 80 something, 85 was it, or something like that. So after that you don't even need to level up unless you want some extra skill points. But here the gear keeps scaling, and if you go with a level 30 weapon in a level 50 zone, you won't have enough HP, you won't have enough damage. So a game like this really doesn't need to be a grinder where you level up an hour. Bane kind of did that perfectly. I can finish the whole campaign in 5 hours, 5.5 hours in Warhammer Chaos Bane, and I would be level 43. Then I would need like another 1 or 2 hours, and then I can just focus farming max level endgame gear and just enjoy the endgame content without grinding like it's a actual MMO. Because this game currently, even with the boost to the XP, doesn't feel well in
Vent heat
and this
to use
is
your
only
skills.
because the gear system is made in such a way that it just doesn't match the leveling speed. I'm still not as good as it should be. So after level 40 they need to 30 to 40, and both feel slow. And not just slow, it feels unnecessarily painfully slow. No wonder I'm seeing many of the people who play this game kind of moving on to play another game. But it's an alpha, so now it's the time to give, so
Vent
they can
excess
change it before it's too late. Before they need to make a wipe. But if they do end up making a wipe and keep those extra level up a character to the max level. Anymore, but I still believe that eventually maybe they would need to make one before one. This is nice, good damage, but no utility. This is also not so bad. But I'm still not getting exactly.
time to vent.
There is just not the ones I want, and more like the ones I need for my build. I can still kind of use what it's giving me, but I won't be able to proc my poison and shock.
Your health
By
is
this
low.
guy. To target.
Vent excess heat.
Okay, let's see, the end of the map should be somewhere here. Oh, that's not the end of the map, okay. Then I need to go back down. There were some... I think over here there was one purple enemy or something. Oh, it was further down. This is the map I was telling you about, Cursed Chambers. It's a frontier because of the huge number of elites that you can find in the map. Shrine of Might, I actually might go back and pick it up. I'm gonna come back for those enemies with the shrine. It will be faster to kill them with it. Good, good. Let's keep moving before the shrine runs out. Where's the exit here? You sink a lot of crits, and this is because this build is using servo-driven uppercut that gives me crit chance to my melee attacks. So I'm using it as a passive only skill, as a synergy only skill. But yeah, before it was nice because you knew it would never level up. Now I'm already at number 7 for this level. The Goblin Frontier, if you're lucky with some Pillage Village maps, it would be a bit better, but it would still be kinda shitty. Time in the leveling where all the legendaries, all the blue items that we get while leveling are useless. There's nothing we can do to them besides keep them for other outs. We can't salvage them, we can't items. Selling them for 100 gold is a joke, you can't do anything with 100 gold. Not even a map. But I can't see what I'm shooting, but trying to watch to see where it's there. And my pet might need to sell some stuff. Oh, this is nice, this is nice, a lot of damage. Gonna lose a lot of poison defense though, look at my defense. It's all the way down to 1.2k poison defense. So we're getting close to the end of maps. I also have to spend my skill point. So let's just pump up shotgun blast a bit for that heat dissipation bonus.
Vent heat to use more skills.
Shotgun blast is a very good skill for wiping out a lot of very good AoEs. So if you're using a ranged only build, instead of Cyclone mode, you would want to use Shotgun Blast as your main trash mob kill.
Your pack is too heavy.
maximum, or your XP bonus, so they level up faster. I've seen some games that have this kind of option. The more characters you level, the easier it is to level the others.
Pet has arrived.
So for the autists, and this is kind of a very good way to handle leveling up new characters. So this game would really benefit from something like that. Make it slow maybe for the first character, but then make it twice as fast or something like that, or 25% faster for each character. Poison, poison. No, I don't need this. I've got a better one. For the shields, I always try to find something that gives 2 times the block chance bonus. But currently, I really don't see a point someone would pick a shield instead of an offhand. Unless the shield gives you some crit chance, crit damage or whatever. And so far, I don't think shields that give you offensive bonuses exist. I would immediately switch my build and try a build with a shield with an offensive bonus if one existed. Oh, nice.
Your badly hurt.
Okay, almost time to go into the Goblin Frontier. Just checking for the last. That seems to be the last of them. Okay, now I need to go to character selection because I can't return to my fort. Oh, maybe actually I could return to my fort. I was in an open zone. In any case, let's just re-enter. And I need to go and grab a glass of water now, so just give me a minute. Okay, I'm back. Now we need to go back to my fort and start some goblin maps. Let me quickly check if I've got any crafted already. I think I've got a few. Yeah. 3 maps should do the trick. We're starting from the very start of the level, so let's see if it will take 7 maps like it did with the other frontier. I will be skipping Curse Script maps and if we get Eerie Grove map, I wouldn't count it. I'll just quickly rush to the boss and kill the boss, and that's kind of how it will be. Now let me sell some potions and buy some goblin potions. I know I'm losing money by doing this, but I'd rather have the correct potions for the frontier.
Good luck on your travels.
Just ask the chat if anyone would wanna do some goblin maps together. Also, if anyone of you guys that's watching wants to do some goblin maps together, do let around my level, of course. If you're between 48 and 44, we should be able to group up without losing XP. Because the limit is 4 levels lower or higher. Well, 4 levels lower. If you're 4 levels higher, that's no problem. But if you're doing maps 4 levels lower than yours, you won't be getting much. So yeah, if you want to do XP, try to do maps that are no more than 3 levels lower than your current level. So that's kind of in full force when playing with someone else. Try to make sure the other person is never more than 3 levels lower than you. Oh, I didn't change my gear. Big mistake. Now I'm gonna do this map with my high-vit items on, without any fire or goblin defense. But if it's a cursed crypt or eerie grove, we have to return to the town. It's gonna be faster that way. Well, it's a pre-excavated map, so we have to complete it. Not returning to the fort until we're done.
Crafting complete.
Yeah, my damage will suck, and this is a double HP map, so even worse. But I do have some goblin items in my inventory that I could equip temporarily. Let me check. What did I have? A poison sword, shocking mace. It still won't be more damage though. This shocking mace is nice though. This is gonna be at least some more damage than what I'm getting with my heavy type. When you're using items from the wrong frontier, there's a 3 levels penalty.
To vent heat.
So the way the game handles the items, first it applies downscaling to the level of the content you're, and then after that, if you're using an item from the wrong frontier, it applies additional 3 levels penalty to the item level. So if I'm doing 41 with a level 50 item from the other frontier, it will first be downscaled to 41 and then all the way to 38. Okay, this hound, this raider didn't take any damage from Vortex. Yesterday I was saying the exact same thing. Sometimes they don't take damage, and when they do take damage, they're barely. So a maxed out Vortex bomb should be equal. And if let's see, kind of that was like 1/7 of his HP or something like that. Okay, this guy kinda got almost 50% of his HP on a double HP map with one hit of rapid fire. So a full Vortex bomb should do as much as 15 full HP bars on a double HP mode. So let's say 30 HP bars on a non-double little goblin. I do want to see some numbers. I want to see the exact amount of HP a monster has. I want to see the exact amount of HP I have here shown as numbers, toggleable numbers. Some damage numbers would be nice to know how much damage I'm doing with specific skill. So hopefully sooner or later they would add some quality of life things go on it. Or the least they can do a dummy in the town that can, in the fort, that can show you damage numbers. We do have a, so they can just change that specific craftable goblin vision with spells and skills, and to show you how much damage you've done. I think Grimdown had something similar in the towns where you can test out your damage per builds and stuff. Might Shrine, always good to get that. It's the perfect thing to negate this double HP mod on the. Okay, getting close to the second stage. So far it's looking very bad, but we'll see by the end of the map how much we would have gotten. Okay, let's see this chest. Oh, Mimic, nice. I wonder how many maps it would take in this frontier before we get a legendary. We did get 2 from the same monster today in the hive, around map number 6 or 5. And that was kind of a huge thing to get 2 items, 2 legendary items from the same monster. Happened to me before, so it's good to see this. Because they made end of map bosses drop the items that used to drop from chests. If they didn't do this change, the end of map bosses in the Hybrid Frontier would never be able to drop such good wood. So in a way they improved the Hybrid maps by introducing this specific change. Because the Hybrid maps don't have chests at the end of them. And now it's more balanced. Now regardless of what frontier you're doing, you can still get some okay wood for completing the map. And I can't move. My character keeps trying to... Yeah, okay. My cursor was not pointing at an enemy, so that was kind of annoying. Auto firing instead of moving. Okay, just a few left from this dead end. Oh, let's take that potion actually. I do need some potions. He got one shot with poison dart itself.
Then key to use more skill.
Okay, getting close to the boss room now. Right in front of it. So my pet is here. How's he doing with the items? Can he? Yes, he can carry some. Now this boss would probably wreck me because I don't have any goblin or fire defense items. I could equip a shield, but then I'm gonna lose my utility. After this map I will change to my goblin gear setup.
Then T to use more skills. You're nearly dead.
Yeah, as I expected. Kinda two-shot. But I don't have any gear for the Goblin Frontier. I'm using my Heavy Tide. And now my pet is dead. So this will be a long.
Time to vent heat.
We did get him at the end, but yeah. I just have to remember now, once I return to the fort, to change my Heavy gear to Goblin. The only Goblin thing I was wearing was some random weapon from my inventory that I just equipped as soon as I voted. I'm really not a big fan of this wardrobe system. It's kinda not user friendly having to be in your fort to change gear. It was much better before, where you can just click left, right and immediately switch sets on the go from your inventory.
Your pet has returned.
As for this, it's kind of an upgrade. Losing some crit damage though, but it's not so bad. And look at this, this is what someone has noticed before. A weapon with chance to slow and chance to chill is getting from somewhere more DPS usually this weapon with SWO and chill should have 1463 DPS. No less, no more. But it's having 2195. So what's giving the damage? Is it the chill or is it the SWO? Neither of those should be giving damage. Unless chill is damage over time. But if chill is damage over time, then other items with chill should be giving me some damage. Let me check my inventory for something else with chill. Is this chill? Chill. Look at this, it has chill, freeze, and health on killing a hive, but the damage you see and at the top, the flat damage is the exact same as the 2-tip DPS at the like the dual swords and the snowflake are the exact same number. But with this one they're not. And then that means the SWO is the thing that's giving extra DPS. And why is SWO giving extra DPS? No one knows. This should be some type of a glitch. You can see again the same thing here. Chill, freeze and critical damage, but neither of those is adding to the total DPS of the weapon. It's 2.710 and here it's the SWO. It should be the SWO. Unless I find another one with chill that doesn't give the exact same. So we know that even crit damage doesn't add more damage to the total DPS of a weapon. Crit chance on the other hand does though. So now I'm looking for a weapon with SWO. Chance to SWO, just to see if it adds to the... Just so I know what to report as being the glitchy one, the buggy one. This is my best railhammer by the way, 10,000 DPS. So I'm looking for something with chance to SWO. Is it so hard to find? This is chance to SWO. But it has chance to poison and crit chance, so it's hard to determine whether it's giving more. So I can't find anything with chance to SWO. Chance to shock, chance to immobilize. But no chance to SWO. Well, I'll have to keep experimenting and try to find something with chance to SWO and see whether it adds to the DPS. So I had to do this to change my little stat for this one, and then put this one in the wardrobe. This was my goal. Okay, next map. Let's see what we'll get. This time we're geared up for the proper map. But yeah, I'll just get this level up and I'll stop leveling up until they change the XP rates. I'll just be playing my max level characters from tomorrow. It just doesn't feel fun, it doesn't feel nice spending so much time on the boring part of leveling up. In a game like this, some games are nice and good because you know that the things you get while leveling would scale up well at the max level. So maybe if they make all legendary scaling the same way that legendary, it went up scale as you level up and being as powerful as 50 once you are level 50. This would be a good system. Then in such a system people hours to level up would be okay,
To vent.
because then they know that the items they're getting for those hours spent grinding would be worth it. But it just seems that they're artificially making it longer to level up, because they don't want people reaching that end game fast enough, because people would get, there isn't much to the end game besides mapping. And this probably seems why they've decided to make the leveling such a shitty process and something painful and unpleasant for the player. Wouldn't be surprised if Perfect World had anything to do with this. They are famous for making grinders from Perfect World all the way to
Your pet has run away. You're close to dying.
okay, let's keep moving. Okay, my character doesn't want to move.
Time to vent heat.
I can't move. What the
Your pet is back.
okay, this is a nice vortex.
Vent excess heat.
Okay, let's see down there for some enemies. so many flying projectiles all over the place. This was a perfect example of how good this works as a synergy in between the two different elements. It's getting really tiring leveling up in this game, and I don't know if I can take it anymore. Probably just focus on the next few days to stream anything else other than Torchlight Frontiers, just so the next time when I not feel as burned out on the game. Maybe if I take a week or a month break from Torchlight, it would be okay. Just so I can know that once I return I wouldn't be too bored of it. So we'll see. I do have Inquisitor marker in my stream library. I could try and test how much it has improved over the after all those updates they added to it. I do have Titan Quest, I do have Wolsen and but I think they shouldn't have touched the XP rates. The way they were before update 6 was much better than the way they are now. I'd rather have the old ones than the current ones, because it's just making me quit the game with those stupid XP rates.
Vent heat to use more skills.
But many people were crying, saying, oh, the XP is bad, the XP is bad. And the XP was anything but bad before. And then they changed it and they realized they were to ask for. There should be a shaman. Oh, actually he died. Doesn't matter.
Your inventory is full. Your
Okay, the pet needs to carry some stuff for me.
Vent excess heat.
Dying much faster is the correct gear on now. Okay, let's see what's in here. Bed, bed, more bed and extra bed. Okay, so maybe 3 more maps, hopefully would be enough. Okay, the grind continues.
Your craft is ready to be picked up.
Another upper excavated mines map. Third in a row, not so. At least we're not getting the shit maps this time. this is a chest. Yeah, couldn't loot it for and open it to trigger the mimic.
Time to vent heat.
Am I going the correct way? I think I might have missed this dead end there. Anyways, let's just keep going. One missed dead end isn't that much XP.
Time to vent.
This dead end we need to get though. That's a lot of monsters that we would be. Yeah, the break of this. There should be some vandalism achievements later when they release the game. Some achievements of doing things like that. It would be nice to add something to keep you grinding, to keep you doing things if you know you can do some achievements and earn rewards for completing those achievements. Something like kill etc. number of 1,000 goblins or kill destroy etc. number of hundreds of crates, destructible objects or whatever. If there are such achievements and they give you some extra XP, that would be a great way to handle leveling. And not just XP, they should give XP and maybe some achievement points. And then later on you can probably spend those achievement points to unlock some special costumes, some special looks in the game like skins for your armor and weapons. This would be nice if the game has such a system later on. And to have different grades of the achievement, so it could start easy like bronze, then silver, gold, and maybe platinum or legendary, etc. And for the platinum, that should be probably something that even hitting level 50 hit. Things like kill 1,000 mimics, something like that. To unlock a mimic pet, some little chest walking around after you. Just an example of how such a system could work. Or exterminate something that that is like a brute hammer model or something like that. Exterminate etc. number of brutes, like a huge number. Even rewarding legends would be nice, because you know it's a one-time only, so it's kind of like the contract system, but permanent total. And a one-time completion per character maybe. There could be account-bound, account-wide achievements, and character-wide achievements. Then that could be even better.
Vent heat to use more skills.
So yeah, tomorrow I won't be streaming Torchlight Frontiers, and I'm gonna decide whether I want to stream in the next few days as well, just to get some break from all the boring leveling up, and then maybe when I come back to level up more, it wouldn't feel as bad as it does now. So I'll try to play more Warhammer. I could probably level up a dwarf character in Warhammer tomorrow. And if I have enough time, I could level up 2 characters. If I wake up early, I could have like 5 hours per character and do like 5 hours for each of them to do 2 different playthroughs. One on each character, like the warrior and the slayer. It would be nice for sure, because I do want to try them out anyways. I do want to make some build videos that are not everyone's copy-pasted build that single build video uses. I'm gonna try and find a build that I like, but hopefully it doesn't end up being the build that everyone is using. Usually when I start playing a character, I don't look at others' builds. I look at others' builds once I finish the playthrough to see if I've managed to somehow nail the build that is the one that people use. So far, neither the mage nor the elf ended up being the build that everyone is using, so I'm glad I was able to do some difficult content with the not so meta builds. So we'll see how it will go while leveling the warrior and the dwarven slayer tomorrow.
Vent excess heat.
And Joe Klingelhofer, thank you for the YouTube subscription. Much appreciated. If you're watching, big up to you for the follow, for the YouTube subscription. Okay, so we need probably 2 more maps to level up on this frontier. But if you're not lucky, it will turn out to be 3 more maps, we'll see. After that, I'll probably make a break.
Vent heat to use more skills.
It's already 1 AM, so it's not so bad if I end my stream in like half an hour from now or so. Okay, boss fight. Let's do some tango with Harry. Come on.
Time to
Just
vent.
attacking him. Which is pretty nice.
Carry anymore.
This is why I like having block chance on my pet items, so that the pet can kind of soak up a bit of damage on bosses. Oh, what was that? Chance to shock? Where did it go? Oh, it was electric marker. Never mind. For a second I thought it was an offhand with chance to shock. Unlucky though. Oh, and this chest is bugged, I can't open it. Well, it's a known bug, I've seen people reporting it. Not much I can do besides just ignore it. So yeah, 2 or 3 more maps, then I'm gonna level up and then I'm gonna end my stream for the day. And tomorrow there will be no Torchlight Frontiers, probably in the next few days as well. There will be more Warhammer. So yeah, I have 2 more characters in Warhammer Chaosbane to rush the campaign with. The scout took me 5.5 hours to complete the campaign with skipping all the dialogue. So I'm gonna aim for the same 5.5 hours with the Slayer and the Warrior tomorrow. If I can do both of them in the same day, it would be nice. Then I can just focus on farming gear for them and later on trying to find the most suitable build for my playstyle. I haven't tried the poison build on the scout, and I've only tried the fire build, the fire set on the mage. So there's 2 different sets I can try on the mage and 1 more set I haven't tried on the scout, but I'll leave those for some other time while streaming. Tomorrow will be all about leveling up new characters in Warhammer. I also have Inquisitor Martyr. I know it's been getting some updates recently, and a standalone big update coming soon as well. I might return to that game as well, but probably not so soon, maybe in a few weeks. I also still have my Titan Quest 20's Druid. It's fresh at the beginning of Legendary, so I still haven't even completed the Legendary difficulty with it. Just not torch. Just... It's never good. It's never good getting... For what? And with what am I stunning? Let me check. Is it my cannon that's stunning? Something is causing chance to stun. Let me just quickly do this. Chance to stun duration. Okay, that's kind of weird. I'm not sure what's stunning, but it should be somewhere on the cannon. Well, whatever it was weird because I could stun walk this guy without having any chance to stun item. As for this cannon, it's much better than the one I'm using. I think the one I'm using is showing the wrong DPS. It's counting slow as an extra DPS, and it actually isn't. So now we're getting an upgrade. And let's give some more stuff to the pet and send him to sell before our inventory is full. Oh, this is Upper Crypt. I'm not gonna complete this map. Never mind. I'm gonna go back to the town. This is not gonna be counted. Good thing I realized at the beginning of the map without wasting much time on it. What? What the hell happened? Did I start? Oh, I started a new map. Yeah, that's fine. That's no problem for me. I wanted to go to my town, but I didn't. To my fort. I accidentally just opened a new map. We're doing a double HP map, so this will take a while because they have twice the HP bar. But in double HP maps is where this build actually shows what it's all about.
Time to vent heat.
House flying off. Of course, my gear is so I'm kind of already under geared for this content, but not much I can do when things are not dropping. Oh, rookie bastard.
Your pet has returned.
Oh, even some of those here got hit by those flying projectiles. Look now, even if I stop attacking, they would still end up poisoning and shocking each other. Look at this. I'm not attacking them and they just keep proccing all those shocks and poisons. This is why I like it. Okay, this is nice. Alright, let's poison those two shamans. Okay, he's running in the wrong direction. Not a big fan of directions, but yeah, just one by one kill them and that's okay.
Vent heat to use more skill.
What is that? Another hardened shield. There isn't a day where we won't get one of those shitty shields. Okay, did we wipe everyone here? Yeah. They did. Yeah, they're dead.
Time to vent.
Oh, he's stunned me. Okay, that knocked back then.
Vent heat to use more skill.
Okay, let's take this one. We won't be able to vent now with this shrine. Kind of the downside of it, but the upside is pretty nice about it. So if your build relies heavily on using Vortex Bomb or Coal Launch, you might want to avoid those shrines, but if it doesn't, then they're amazing. Okay, stage 2. We've been doing a lot of those maps. Third one of those maps today, I think. Or is it fourth? I think it's third one of the lower excavation map. Upper and lower excavation.
Time to vent heat.
So by the looks of it, if we keep getting maps like this one, maybe we'll need just one more. Hopefully the next one won't be a bad one, otherwise I'll have to rewalk because I can't go back to my fort without rewogging. I'm kind of stuck in a
Vent
loop now.
excess heat.
And this happens once you enter a map from inside a map. On this frontier you won't be able to summon a portal unless it's like a village map. Like if I were to do something like this, it's when I do the boss room I won't be able to and when I complete the map I'm always in the boss room where portals are not allowed. And when you do maps inside of different maps, the boss portal reconstruction on top of it. So just in general I try to avoid doing it, but I kinda did it. I opened up a second map inside my current one.
Vent. Your pet has fled. Venti
He's
to
dead.
use more skill.
Just a few more spells. Skills. Because we don't have spells on this guy. Now for the wood, anything good? I don't think so. Oh, no. Another disappointment, no chance to poison. The game just kind of throws me with the drops, that's how it is.
Your inventory is full.
Now, do we have one more map? Yeah, we do. I'm really hoping I wouldn't need to rewalk now. That this map would be enough. If it isn't enough, I would have to rewalk though, in order to be able to get to my fort. So I'm hoping for a pillaged village or... yeah, never mind, what else, this is better. Better than anything else we could... So if we can get all that XP from this one map, I'll be very happy. So I'm gonna try and clear everything in this map.
Venti to use more skill.
Okay, I'm loving the vacuum in this map. Okay, I guess that's the limit of how many we can spawn in this part.
Your pet has arrived.
There should be some hidden spawns here around this tree. Maybe just those three. What is it? A fire resistant map, so good thing the least amount of elemental damage I'm doing is fire. I'm stacking mostly lightning and shock with poison and chance to poison. Doing bleeding. My cannon is doing the chance to chill and ice. So the only thing with fire for me is cold launch.
Your pack is full.
Oh, it's time to give the pet some stuff to sell. What level is this shit here? Yeah, it's 2 walls, so I won't need it. I'll just put it for sale. This one as well. Okay, no goblins appearing here. So let's move on to the north.
You can't do that here. Time to vent.
Regenerates. Okay, let's hear about this. Blazing powder. They look nice. I want to see what they look like. Yeah, they look nice.
Vent excess heat. That spell can't be cast. Time to vent.
Okay, let's check down here. Did I miss something? Maybe I didn't, but just in case. At least we just get this tree, so it's not a empty run going there. Nice. I'm always liking it when some of those unexpectedly show. Provide. But yeah, this map won't be enough for my level up, so I'll have to do one more after it. And then after this out day. But it doesn't seem like this map would cut it.
Time to vent heat.
It's strange how on my map, as you can see on my mini, whereas other people I've played with have told me they're seeing the new icon. Again, a poison one without chance to poison. The game is just fucking trolling me. Yeah, if that's how it's gonna be, I'm gonna pause playing it for a while. I have other games I can play that are more rewarding and where the leveling is faster than in this game.
Time to vent.
For me, the main and major deal breaker is games that take too long to level up. Because it's boring to grind for levels, whereas if you're grinding for gear, it's not boring. It's fun. But yeah, there should be a balance, of course. It shouldn't be too a few hours or a day or a week to reach the end game is acceptable. Although the faster the better, in my opinion. For ARPGs, that is. That's not like talking about an MMO. For MMOs, it's kind of different there. Even MMOs now have an option to create a max level character without having to go through the boring campaigns.
Vent heat to use more skills.
Oh, my pet is full. Let's give him some stuff to sell. Now I've got some bits to explore over here in the north.
Vent heat to use more skills. You are overburdened.
Okay, maxed out potions. Can afford to spam them a see if there's anyone hiding here. Oh no, but they actually came from here where I was. Look at the delay. It took them a few seconds after I was already gone from this place before they spawned. That's a typical troll spawn. Except it's not trolls but goblins that are spawning. This one as well. I was here earlier. I cleared this specific bit of village or whatever it's called. Oh, is my pet returning? 7-8 seconds, okay.
Your pet has returned.
Okay, pet, I've got some gear for you. Keep it safe, sell it. Let's see if we can trigger some hidden spawns again. I think that's it for this specific part of the map. We're getting close to the boss, so yeah, I'll need to do one more map before.
Time to vent heat.
Yeah, I'll pull this guy towards the other ones. Maybe they can just ricochet some projectiles off of each other and end up being better for the kill. Okay, this is exactly what I was talking about. I was projectiles toward.
You can't carry anymore.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Kind of junk mostly. Okay, it's time to do the boss fight. But yeah, I'll definitely need to do one more map. Might not need to do, which is kind of okay.
Vent excess heat.
Oh, more enemies, okay. Gonna kill them before the boss. So yeah, one more map. Unfortunately, I need to walk out and re-walk back because I don't have a map and this won't take me to the base. So quickly going to character select, re-walking back to my fort, crafting one more Wast map for the day. Getting that level up and then I'm gonna end it after that one map. I might not even complete the map, just need to get that extra XP for the level up. But yeah, having to do 8 maps from the Torchlight Frontier for level 41 to 42 doesn't feel good, so that's something they might hopefully increase. Okay, do we have the map? Yes, we do. Let's go in. Let's get the level up. And for the next few days, I'll stay away from Torchlight Frontiers because it's just too painful having to level up that slow in such a game. I'll spend more time in Warhammer Chaosbane, and I might go back to playing a bit of Wosen, a bit of Titan Quest, a bit of maybe I can try going back to Inquisitor Martyr. I haven't played,
Crafted item is now complete.
and the game has seen much improvement since I last played. Oh, they keep coming out. Okay, I keep spawn killing them. Since I just need the level up, I can just rush through this map, get whatever elites and enemies on my way. I'm not gonna do the full map anyways. Map though, kind of unlucky with this. Let's see what this item is. So that's a nice offhand, but it's not good for my build. It's not good for my build, so I'm not gonna use it. It's a lot of DPS though. Just so we can test it, let's try. Just to check how much damage it will. It's not so much better. It's not that much better
Time
for
to vent.
Yeah, it definitely isn't much better. Even though it says on paper that it's doing a lot of damage, it actually wasn't. As you can see from the test we did. Okay, a few more groups of monsters should get us the level up, maybe those elites.
Frontier level increased.
And we got it. We got that level up. Maybe I could put one more level in here. Okay, enough for today from Torchlight Frontiers on my end. Thanks everyone who watched, who joined. Thanks for the follows on Twitch, for the subscriptions, and thanks for everyone who supported me so far with subscriptions, tips, and so on. See you next time, guys, and keep it cool.